You've been told protein is healthy, but there are 6 common proteins that could quietly destroy your kidneys, and only 4 that are truly safe.
Some proteins heal your kidneys. Others slowly destroy them. If you're over 60, this video could change everything. If you're eating the wrong kind of protein, you might be silently pushing your kidneys closer to failure, even if everything else in your diet looks healthy. And the truth is, most people don't even realize it's happening. Hi, I'm Dr. Johnny, and what I'm about to share with you could be the difference between protecting your kidneys or unknowingly damaging them every single day. You see, protein has this double-edged nature. It's absolutely essential for building muscle, healing tissues, supporting your immune system. But here's the part no one talks about. Not all protein is created equal, and not all of it is kidney safe. In fact, some of the most common proteins we eat, proteins we assume are clean or healthy, can quietly overload your filtration system, raise your blood urea levels, increase acid buildup, and force already tired kidneys to work even harder. Now, before you panic, no, you do not have to give up protein. That's a myth. You just need to choose smarter. And today, we're going to do exactly that. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 powerful kidney-friendly protein sources that nourish your body without weighing down your kidneys. These are foods I recommend to my own patients because I've seen the lab results, I've seen the improvements, and I know what works. Then I'll show you 6 sneaky high-risk proteins that most people don't realize are harming them, from healthy-looking meats to popular powders, and explain exactly why they're dangerous. We'll also cover one simple daily habit that helps your kidneys stay strong over time, no matter where you're starting from. So grab a pen or just listen closely, because the next 10 minutes could change how you eat, how you heal, and how long your kidneys keep working for you. Now, let's begin with one of the cleanest, most efficient, and surprisingly underrated protein sources for kidney health: egg whites. Let's start with something so basic most people overlooked. But for your kidneys, this one small choice can mean everything. I'm talking about egg whites, the purest form of complete protein and one of the safest power foods for anyone with kidney concerns. See, most people think of protein in terms of chicken, steak, or powders, but egg whites are in a league of their own. Why? Because they deliver all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to repair muscle, heal tissues, support your immune system, without the baggage. Unlike meat or dairy, egg whites are naturally low in phosphorus, just around 10 milligrams per egg white, compared to over 80 milligrams in a whole egg. That makes a huge difference if your kidneys are struggling to keep phosphorus levels in check. Elevated phosphorus doesn't just affect bones, it increases heart risk, calcifies blood vessels, and silently worsens kidney function. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Egg whites are nearly free of purinines, the compounds that turn into uric acid. So if you're at risk for gout or dealing with inflammation, switching to egg whites can be a game changer. But it's not just about what's in them, it's what's not. No cholesterol, no saturated fat, no heavy digestion. Just clean, high biological value protein that your body can use efficiently, meaning you can eat less but still get more benefit. Pro tip: steam, boil, or lightly scramble them with no added oil. Skip the frying, your heart and kidneys will thank you. One of my patients, Maria, was stuck with low energy and rising phosphorus despite eating healthy meats. She switched to egg whites 4 days a week, and within 2 months her labs improved and she said she felt lighter in body and in mind. That mental relief that matters just as much. And here's the beautiful part. Egg whites give you freedom. No guessing, no guilt, no second guessing your portions. You can add them to oatmeal, stir fries, soups, anything you're already eating. They blend in quietly, but the impact is loud and clear.
But if you think plant-based proteins are always boring or incomplete, wait until you meet the next one. It's creamy, comforting, and shockingly good for your kidneys. Even if you've never enjoyed tofu before, this will change your mind. Now, if egg whites are the silent protectors of your kidneys, tofu is the quiet warrior. Soft on the outside, powerful where it matters. It's the protein source that most kidney patients ignore until they see what it can actually do. Here's the truth. Tofu isn't just for vegans. It's for anyone who wants strong, steady protein without flooding their kidneys with acid, phosphorus, or nitrogen waste. Half a cup of tofu gives you around 10 grams of high-quality plant protein, enough to maintain muscle mass, support healing, and keep your metabolism humming without overworking your filtration system. But what makes tofu such a standout isn't just the protein, it's the low acid load. Unlike meat, which creates an acidic environment that kidneys have to constantly fight to neutralize, tofu is naturally more pH neutral. That means less metabolic stress, less bone loss, and more balance inside your body. And here's the kicker. Soy protein doesn't increase kidney filtration pressure the way animal proteins do. That pressure over time damages the glomeruli, the tiny filters that keep your blood clean. Tofu lets them rest and recover. And in my clinical experience, that rest is exactly what slows disease progression. Add in the natural anti-inflammatory compounds like isoflavonoids and antioxidants, and you're looking at a protein that doesn't just nourish, it actively protects. One patient, Mark 58, stage 4 CKD, once told me, "I thought tofu was tasteless, but after 2 months of adding it to soups and stir-fries, I had more energy, my bloating disappeared, and my phosphorus finally dropped. It wasn't flashy, but it worked." Want to give tofu a try? Use soft or silken tofu in smoothies or scrambles. Go for firm tofu if you're baking or stir-frying. Just skip the deep frying and the pre-marinated ones. They're often loaded with sodium and hidden phosphate additives. Tofu may be humble, but it delivers. And just like your kidneys, what works quietly can still be life-saving. Now, what if you could enjoy the benefits of clean protein and the comfort of a warm, familiar meal without sacrificing your kidney health? Let's talk about a lean, gentle fish that brings exactly that to the table. Tilapia.
There's something deeply comforting about a warm, well-seasoned piece of fish, especially when it gives your body what it needs without punishing your kidneys for it. And that's exactly what tilapia offers. It's one of the gentlest animal-based proteins you can put on your plate, and yet most people still overlook it. Tilapia is a lean, mild white fish that's low in fat, low in phosphorus, and incredibly easy to digest. In fact, 100 grams of tilapia gives you around 22 grams of clean protein with just about 170 milligrams of phosphorus, a much safer range for people with compromised kidney function. Compare that to red meat or organ meats, and the difference is massive. But the magic of tilapia isn't just in the numbers. It's in how it behaves inside your body. Unlike heavier meats that sit in your stomach and strain your kidneys, tilapia is light. It breaks down easily, delivers steady amino acids, and doesn't flood your system with waste. What's more, it doesn't stir up inflammation the way some other animal proteins do. Its omega-3 to omega-6 ratio is more balanced, which helps reduce the chronic inflammation that drives kidney decline in the first place. And tilapia also comes with a bonus, nutrients like selenium and vitamin B12 that support kidney metabolism and fight oxidative stress. One of my patients, George, 67 years old with stage 3 CKD, swapped out his usual red meat meals with steamed tilapia twice a week. Within weeks, his blood work improved, and more importantly, he said he felt light again. Not just physically, but mentally. That's what the right food can do. It lifts the fog, not just the numbers.
If you're preparing it at home, go simple. Steam it, bake it, grill it with a squeeze of lemon and some fresh herbs. Skip the deep fryer. Your kidneys don't need the extra burden. Tilapia proves you don't have to give up comfort to protect your health. You just have to choose differently. But what if there was a protein that was plant-based, complete, and packed with fiber, all while being shockingly gentle on your kidneys? It exists, and it's hiding in a little grain that's been nourishing humans for thousands of years. Let's talk about quinoa. Now, if tilapia is your clean comfort on a plate, quinoa is the quiet revolution sitting in your pantry. It's not flashy, it's not fancy, but it delivers something that most plant-based proteins simply can't. Complete nourishment with almost no downside for your kidneys. Quinoa is one of the very few plant-based proteins that's actually complete. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body can't produce on its own. Just 1 cooked cup gives you around 8 grams of high-quality protein plus a bonus fiber. And for people with kidney disease, that fiber is a secret weapon. Why? Because it helps move toxins like urea and nitrogen waste out through the gut instead of forcing your kidneys to do all the heavy lifting. That small shift in elimination can make a big difference over time. And unlike beans or lentils, quinoa keeps its potassium and phosphorus content relatively low. That matters because when kidneys struggle, those 2 minerals are the ones that often sneak up silently, causing heart rhythm issues, bone loss, and dangerous fluid shifts. Quinoa helps you avoid all of that while still giving your body the strength to heal. One of my patients, Sandra, age 70, had been battling unpredictable potassium spikes and bloating. Rice made her sleepy, lentils pushed her levels too high, but when she switched to quinoa a few nights a week, her digestion calmed, her energy improved, and her blood work finally stabilized. "It's light," she said, "but it sticks with me." Want the best results? Always rinse quinoa before cooking to remove bitter supponents. Keep it simple. Steam it with water or low-sodium broth. Pair it with tofu or veggies, and avoid adding salty sauces or cheeses that undo all the good it offers. With quinoa, you get the strength of a grain, the balance of a complete protein, and the quiet confidence of knowing you're fueling your body, not fighting against it. So, now that you know what to eat, it's time to flip the script, because what you avoid matters just as much. And the truth is, some of the most dangerous proteins for kidney health are the ones hiding behind healthy-sounding labels. Let me show you 6 of the worst offenders and why they might be doing more harm than you think. Let's start. Ideal 2. 6 proteins that silently harm your kidneys. Turkey bacon wears a healthy disguise. It looks lean, sounds clean, and it's even labeled as better than pork. But for your kidneys, it's a hidden landmine. Just 1 strip of turkey bacon can pack over 500 milligrams of sodium. That's more than 20% of your full-day limit in a single bite. And that's not even the worst part. It's also loaded with phosphate additives and nitrites, both of which fuel inflammation and drive phosphorus levels dangerously high in people with kidney disease. Angela, a 64-year-old teacher with stage 3 CKD, thought turkey bacon was her safe swap. But her labs told another story. Rising phosphorus, swelling, and stubbornly high blood pressure. When we pulled processed meats from her diet, everything began to improve. And that's the point. Processed doesn't mean safe. It just means shelf-stable. But turkey bacon isn't the only imposter. There's one plant-based favorite that seems clean and high fiber, but for kidney patients, it's a risky overload waiting to happen. Red lentils sound like a health food hero, and for many people they are. But if you're living with kidney disease, they could quietly be working against you. 1 cooked cup of red lentils contains over 700 milligrams of potassium and more than 350 milligrams of phosphorus. That's enough to overwhelm weakened kidneys and disrupt your body's delicate mineral balance, especially if you're eating them regularly in soups or stews. Too much potassium can trigger muscle weakness, irregular heartbeats, even cardiac arrest. And excess phosphorus? It accelerates vascular calcification and bone loss, 2 silent threats kidney patients face every day. One of my patients, a longtime vegan named Eli, used lentils daily. When his energy crashed and labs worsened, we made 1 change. Swap lentils for quinoa. Within weeks, his numbers improved and his symptoms calmed. And while plant-based doesn't always mean kidney-safe, ultra-processed definitely doesn't. The next protein on our list is salty, sealed in plastic, and a triple threat to your kidneys. Let's be honest, Hot dogs are nostalgic. They remind us of ball games, cookouts, simple pleasures. But for your kidneys, they're a nightmare wrapped in plastic. Hot dogs are the perfect storm. Ultra-processed, packed with sodium nitrites, loaded with phosphate preservatives, and filled with oxidized fats. These aren't just unhealthy, they're inflammatory landmines. Every bite floods your body with chemicals that trigger oxidative stress, raise blood pressure, and damage the very cells your kidneys rely on to filter waste. I once treated Michael, a 71-year-old with stage 3 CKD. He loved hot dogs for lunch, fast, easy, familiar. But when his GFR dropped and uric acid skyrocketed, we dug into his habits. Cutting out processed meats was the first step in turning his numbers around. And while hot dogs are bad, some of the worst offenders are the ones disguised as fitness fuel. Let's talk about protein powders. It's marketed as clean, pure, and muscle-friendly. But if you've got kidney issues, whey protein isolate might be one of the most misleading products on your shelf.
Unlike whole foods, whey isolates deliver a concentrated flood of protein without the fiber, antioxidants, or anti-inflammatory compounds your body needs to balance it out. That creates a massive nitrogen waste load, which your kidneys have to work overtime to clear. Dan, 48 and active, used whey isolate shakes daily, thinking he was protecting his health. But when his creatinine climbed and fatigue set in, we made one simple change. Replace the shakes with egg whites and tofu. Within a few weeks, his labs started to bounce back, and so did his energy. Even so-called clean supplements can carry hidden risks. But sometimes it's the everyday pantry staples, the ones you assume are safe, that do the quietest damage. You'd never expect something like black beans to be on this list, right? After all, they're plant-based, packed with fiber, and often praised as a heart-healthy food. But here's the catch. Canned black beans come with baggage that makes them risky for people with kidney disease. Even after draining and rinsing, 1 cup still delivers around 600 milligrams of potassium, a heavy load for anyone whose kidneys are already struggling to filter properly. And the sodium in some grains? A single serving can give you more salt than a bag of chips. That combination, high potassium, high sodium, and poor fluid regulation, can be a perfect storm for fatigue, swelling, and blood pressure spikes. Teresa, a 66-year-old vegetarian patient of mine, ate canned beans nearly every day. She couldn't figure out why her potassium kept spiking until we traced it back to her pantry. Once we switched her to well-soaked, cooked from dry beans, and added low-potassium grains like couscous, her numbers quickly began to stabilize. So remember, not all healthy foods are kidney safe. And speaking of surprises, our final item might be the most misunderstood of them all. It's praised for building strength and energy, but for your kidneys, it's pure pressure. There's no denying it. Steak has long been the symbol of strength, power, and tradition. But when you're living with kidney disease, that same steak can quietly chip away at your health with every bite. Even the leanest cuts of beef are loaded with saturated fat, phosphorus, and uric acid, a trio that inflames your blood vessels, stresses your kidneys, and increases your risk of gout and cardiovascular damage. It's not about the taste, it's about the toll. James, 72, used to eat steak 3 or 4 times a week. Meat gives me energy, he'd say. But over time, his labs worsened, his gout flared up, and his kidneys lost ground. When we scaled back the beef and brought in kidney-friendly proteins instead, everything started to turn. You don't have to give up flavor or tradition, but sometimes survival means choosing differently. And while food choices shape your long-term health, what you do each morning can either lift your kidneys or leave them fighting through another hard day.
Sometimes the simplest things are the most healing. No pills, Ideal 3, one simple daily habit to support kidney function. No special diets, just your body moving forward one step at a time. I'm talking about the power of a morning walk. Just 20 to 30 minutes of light walking after you wake up can do more for your kidneys than most people realize. It improves blood circulation, enhances oxygen delivery to kidney tissue, and supports the filtration process that keeps toxins moving out. It also helps regulate blood sugar and blood pressure, two of the biggest drivers of kidney damage. I've seen patients who added a short walk to their mornings report less swelling, more energy, and a better mood within weeks. One patient told me, "It's like my kidneys wake up with me." And honestly, that's exactly the point. Movement grows oxygen, run life. If you can give your kidneys just 30 minutes of gentle movement a day, they'll give you something back, resilience. But now that we've covered what to eat, what to avoid, and what to move, let's bring it all together with a few final takeaways that could make the difference between holding the line and crossing it. At the end of the day, your kidneys don't need perfection. They need consistency, care, and small choices that add up over time. Whether it's removing one risky protein, adding in a kidney-safe option like egg whites, or simply going for a gentle walk in the morning, these simple actions become powerful when done with intention. If this video gave you even one idea that made you feel more in control, more hopeful, or more supported, hold on to it. Let it be your next step forward. Because you deserve more than just managing symptoms. You deserve to feel stronger, lighter, and more confident in the path ahead. Take a moment now to save this video so you can return to it anytime you need clarity or a reminder. Share it with someone you care about, because kidney health is something we often ignore until it's too late. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for more trusted, science-based advice on protecting your kidneys and improving your long-term health. You're not alone on this journey, and I'll be right here with you, one smart choice at a time. See you in the next video.